This video includes everything you require to begin playing Stray. It is quite cool to be a cat. You gain infinite meow power, 9 lives, and the freedom to unintentionally knock stuff off shelves in addition to having 9 lives. The most current cat-themed game is called Stray, and we're quite sure it delivers the most realistic portrayal of a cat in recent memory. When viewed as a whole, Stray is not that mechanically complex, but that doesn't mean it's simple or devoid of nuance. In reality, Stray excels at providing a fulfilling experience while also maintaining a reasonable level of difficulty across each of its chapters. To make that entry more simpler, I've made this video. Everything depends on context. It might surprise you to learn that almost everything in Stray is context sensitive, whether it be by jumping, crashing into paint cans, or even scratching a post. Since you can't just leap anytime you want to, this slightly restricts your flexibility, but don't allow this initial jolt stop you from exploring more. Despite all these pre-written jumps and other things, the world of Stray offers a lot of freedom. If you can locate the appropriate method, you can climb almost any building, even if you can't jump off at the edge right away. Think of platforming as more of a free-running system akin to Assassin's Creed than a constrained one. Prepare to sprint. There are many chapters in Stray, and within each chapter, the game frequently focuses on a particular kind of gameplay. For instance, the game's playstyle in the slums is more akin to a traditional adventure. You will, however, need to run in other places because, well, you're a little cat. In Stray, there's virtually little actual fighting. Instead, most enemy encounters involve some kind of evasion. These often consist of running routines in the early to mid-game. Be ready to hold the run button and dodge zerks like the plague since, well, they are the plague. These are linear and not overly long. A helpful hint is to keep in mind that holding the jump button will cause you to jump automatically. When in hubs, look throughout. There are a few hubs in Stray that offer a more laid-back, almost detective-like gameplay experience. You have a lot of room to play around in these locations, and the game isn't hesitant to hide all kinds of items there. These could be quests or hidden objects. The slums is the most notable. You might easily spend a significant portion of your free time exploring this area and discovering all kinds of amusing trinkets. Find some sheet music for the robot who wants to learn music. There is a trader that will accept various rubbish items in exchange for precious items. Exploration is never wasted because these small side quests frequently lead to help with other larger quests later in the game. If you search closely enough, you can find some small hints about how the tale will develop. Combat is present. Although it is true that you will spend a lot of time escaping from foes, there is also a portion where you can engage in combat. In the broad scheme of things, this is a pretty brief part. Being able to briefly engage the zerks in battle is also really nice. Fighting is really easy. When you expose something to light, it perishes. I'm done now. Your inability to use the UV light consistently is what gives the nuance, and overheating will render you defenseless. Using your cat-like grace to outmaneuver the opposition and blast them in a hit-and-run fashion is the greatest approach to engage in fight. Easy peasy. Maps can be read by cats. The absence of a map is one factor that can be confusing to some people. While Stray does not have an open world, it does feature some sizable hub regions. It can be intimidating for gamers that enjoy good maps. But don't be concerned. A map is not necessary to navigate Stray's excellent level design. Even Stray's biggest areas have a fantastic sense of connection and flow. You might find it intimidating at first, but after a few minutes, you'll be navigating these wide open spaces like a pro. Each hub street corners are readily recognizable. The lack of a map is intentional. The game was made not to require one. The universe is vertical. Beyond the entire cat issue, the verticality of the game is what distinguishes Stray. Running around looking for an open door won't get you very far because solutions to problems are frequently not found on the surface. You should be searching up and down continually to come up with fresh solutions to old issues. You're a cat, thus you're highly agile. If you can locate the proper environmental things to help you reach the top, climbing buildings is simple. You'll benefit from having things like air conditioning or boxes. Not all routes include climbing. You can sometimes get where you want to go by looking down. For instance, you are more than capable of slipping through tiny openings. And finally, ask B12 for help. You, almost, always have access to your companion in crime, B12, in case you ever get lost or are unclear on what to do. Your link to the outside world will be this adorable little drone. Although you can climb and traverse, you can't really speak or use sophisticated machinery if you're a cat. B12 can. Additionally, B12 can provide tips and guidance anytime you need it. B12 will instruct you if you forget what to do with a particular item. B12 will provide you a tip if you're unsure of where to go. Although the game doesn't hold your hand, you can count on your floating friend for guidance if you need it. And that is the beginner's guide for Stray. Thank you for listening, and I will see you next time.